Hello, hello, hello. Apologize about that, people. I don't know what is going on. My computer just shut off and rebooted itself. Let's see if I can get everyone back. Yeah, our last topic was. One moment. Send this out. Our last topic was. All right, we got a few more minutes here. Just play out these few more minutes. But like I said, our last topic was Israel and let's get it going here. Israel and Palestine. Uh Gaza Strip and the West Bank. The ongoing feud, the ongoing just the continuous ongoings of that region. Let's see, I have to check my volumes. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, my computer just shut down. I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, it just shut. I need to share my screen here. All right, luckily my links are still up. But yeah, we were talking about we were just winding down, but we were talking about the ongoing strife that's going on in Israel between the Israelis, the what you say, Israelites and the Palestinians, and how recently Turkey stood up and, for lack of a better term, and now they are quote unquote the big kid on the block in that region of the world, where you have Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, and Iraq, I guess, and including Saudi Arabia. How Turkey is to have stood up for the small guy, if you wish to say that. Let's see here. What's going on, Dollar? How you doing? I don't know when you came in, but we had some good conversations so far. We talked about how the EU pushing against the U.S. sanctions, how America is talking about putting sanctions on India because they purchased some Russian S-400 surface to air missiles, and how they wanted India, specifically New Delhi region, or say northern India, to purchase drones from America. And our third point tonight was, let's see if I can bring the article up, how Israel attacked over 30 targets in Gaza. Mike and I were speaking about that. Um, yeah, it's just the ongoing feud. I don't want this section of the world to be a continuous topic. There's some other things going on in the world, such as North Korea with Kim Jong Un. Obviously, he's. Let's see, how you doing, Mike? I'm back. Yeah, my computer just shut down. I don't know what I was saying. Just shut down.
Sure, you don't have a virus on it?
No, I don't have a virus. It only happens when I'm on a Hangouts. That's the only time it happens.
Sounds like when you get deep into these geopolitics, it starts to give you problems. I don't know what
Yeah,
you like.
yeah. I don't know. Hey, whoever listening, I'm not a well versed person. I'm just
Plausible deniability.
yeah, yeah. You know what? That worked. That worked. That worked, man. But yeah, I was just telling about where we went over today. Like I said, I don't want specifically this region of the world between Israel and Palestine to be a constant note on our hangouts. There's other things that's happening in the world, but it's just
Mhm.
things just constantly going on in that region of the world from week to week. There's something knew was always occurring.
Well, one thing that we did not touch was France and Libya. So France is inside Africa right now, trying to stabilize Libya after they've already bombed it in 2011.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
and they're having a hard time getting the east and the west parts of Libya together because they have investments inside Libya as well, in the same way they have investments inside Iran. So there's a vested interest in France trying to save its capitalist ass, so to speak, because the writing is on the wall that China is moving deep into Africa and quite possibly could push France right out of Africa in the next 5 to 10 years.
Wasn't France inside of Mali not too many years ago?
France is always inside Mali. They have a base there.
Mm. And I'm just gonna say there's gold in Mali also. I remember someone digging for gold there. I think it was France.
There's gold, there's diamonds, there's other resources that are used for nuclear development.
Oh, the of course it's not gonna come to me since you said that. It popped up in my head now left. The I don't want to say radium. The oh my god.
I mean, iridium.
Yeah, iridium. Why I don't know why I want to say radium.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean uranium?
yeah, uranium.
Yeah, you have uranium inside the central part of Africa where France controls, and then you have iridium inside Haiti and South Africa.
What's radium? Why I want to say that?
Iridium.
I don't know why I wanted to say radium. I don't know. Yeah. When I read some headlines a couple of years ago, they were saying they're inside of Mali, and that was one of the things they were mining for at that time. I don't know. It had to be been 2 or 3 years ago when I heard this,
Mhm.
even longer.
Right. The uranium is used to power nuclear
Right.
reactors inside France in order to generate power, and if they don't get access to that, then they're screwed. And you know, France will probably have to break apart from the EU. If France leaves the EU, then so will the rest of the member states, such as Portugal, Italy, Greece, and Spain. And then you'll probably have Catalonia and the rest of them all just disappear as well.
Now, if the right now I'm saying if the EU break up, then then what? Well, because like we pointed out, these lower countries such as Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, they were the bottom feeders of the EU, and they really didn't make things comparative to Germany and United Kingdom.
Well, they've been strangled as well because their countries have been looted by the vultures of the United States and other Western governments, basically picking apart the country for what it is. In the same way, Chicago's infrastructure is being picked apart by private interests. You have private meter maid companies and uh, other people taking over the prison industrial complex and things of that nature. They do the same thing in Greece. They're picking apart the electrical grid, the water utility facility management, the metro rail transit system that largely serves Greece is being picked apart by outside and private investors like Sheldon Adelman and the rest of George Soros. So people, the oligarchs who have money from around the world are starting to pick apart these countries and loot it for what it is, and the country can't make any money to pay the pensions of the workers.
Mhm.
So what's going to happen? People are going to revolt.
So the civil service, um, how am I trying to say this? The things you would normally equate to civil service in a country, such as the public transportation and so forth, those are starting to become private. Well, are privatized by outside interests in these smaller, well, in these lower, I would say lower capitalistic countries.
Right. Greece waits for money to come from the IMF that they've made concessions with to pay off the debts that they have. So what happens is they get the money from the IMF, it stays in their hands for a couple minutes, and then it goes to pay off the debts. So the pensions of these civil service people never really get paid. And the funny thing about Greece is that they pay their way when it comes to NATO. They're the only ones in the union that actually pays their way, even though they're the brokest.
That's crazy.
And the reason why they have to pay their way is because they're afraid of Turkey, because Turkey is basically occupying some of the islands that they have, because they're afraid of what Turkey is going to do to them, even though Turkey and Greece are both partners inside NATO.
And then it makes me think of I think like a psychopath, where the whole Killmonger thing. How people say, yeah, we seen Killmonger, da 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 da. He's gonna kill all these people, blah blah blah. But then once he kill all the people, he still has that hunger. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna turn on his own people and start killing his own people. It sounded like this was going on within this Europe structure, where you had the EU, then United Kingdom had the UK, Britain had the mind to see the right on the wall. Okay, it's not gonna last. Now it's up. Even before everybody's breaking up, they were picking apart these lower. It's like they're cannibalizing their own. And once everybody breaks up, they're going to continue to cannibalize their own. And what now at that point, what can break out at that point? What petty battles, which leads to major battles that can break out within Europe.
So keep in mind that Turkey has been trying to become a member of the European Union for like the last maybe 10 to 15 years, if not longer.
They want to now.
Excuse me?
I said now, as in now, why would they want to now if everything falling apart?
Well, because Turkey will be a strategic partner and within the European Union, because they're the opposite. They are to the Middle East what Germany is to the European Union. They develop their own parts and car and vehicles and things of that nature. Their own military industrial complex. They have the new South Stream pipeline coming from Russia that provides gas into Europe up through Bulgaria. They're a very strategic partner for the EU. If you're thinking geopolitically, strategically, they have the resources necessary to become a formidable partner, and it's just not something that the Europeans are willing to accept because they're a Muslim state. Not Germany, but the European Union is mostly anti-Muslim. So there's conflict just in those ideals alone. So, but if they did join the European Union, they would actually stabilize it.
Yeah, because they bring a lot to the table, and like you said, their strategic location can give you access to the Middle East.
Right. Turkey is a very, they could be a world power as it stands. It's the United States that really keeps it back from actually breaking out to be who they should be in the long run.
Okay.
But going back to Libya real quick. France is trying to stabilize Libya because France needs oil out of Libya, and they can't get the oil out if the factions are at war with each other from the east and the west. And largely, the reason why they're at war with each other is because France bombed the country anyways back in 2011 under Sarkozy. And there are multiple countries inside Libya right now fighting, vying for power. You have the United Arab Emirates, you have Qatar, you have Turkey, you have the United States, you have Russia, you have United Kingdom, you have Italy that has a stake in there, and you have France. So
Now, that oil can easily get to France through the Mediterranean from Libya.
right, the shipping route is it just goes up to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
The shipping route will be Italy. But France has intentions on creating their own little refineries inside Libya. So, but like I said, France is desperate to keep French capitalism going inside Africa, inside the Middle East, and they're having a hard time holding on to it. With the United States putting pressure on them with the JCPOA inside Iran, and then you have China bolstering themselves inside Africa, and where largely it's starting to become, has traditionally been French territory inside Africa. China is basically encroaching on the territory. So Macron, which is the president of France, actually flew to China to have a talk with the president of China and basically to negotiate a deal of how they can work out maintaining French investments inside Africa. And basically the Chinese president told him go screw.
Oh, it seems like everybody's telling the French president go screw himself. When you desperate, you do desperate things, and France, I can see France start to do really desperate, illogical things, make really desperate, illogical moves in the future because, like you said, they're trying to hold on to that imperialism, to that power, to that to their white supremacy, well, to that European supremacy.
Imperialism.
Yeah, imperialism.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Supremacy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, you're on the right track. And I think BGS has talked about this before, but white supremacy is starting to fall apart. Can't maintain itself.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that video.
It really can't maintain itself. And the French are starting to take it on the chin. They don't like what's going on. The walls are starting to collapse. The United States, who's supposed to be your best friend, is actually, plucking you behind the ear and calling you an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, like how you put that, it made a lot of sense. It's like, okay, let's go in on this, and then somebody say, well, no, I'm not gonna do it, and it's like I'm sitting there with my hands up, like, hey, what are you doing? You messing me up. Nah, I don't like this. Hey, man. So now you like, hey, man, I don't care what you say. I need to get this deal done. And then the person say, well, if you do that, I'm going to prevent you from doing this. I'm going to make it hard on you. So you win your options. Well, putting on the scale what they say and putting on the scale what you can gain. Obviously, you can gain more if you continue. So obviously, it's going to cause some type of rift between the two countries. This is this is getting good. As like I put in the title, as the world turns. It's really starting to become a drama, like a what you call that, a soap opera.
It is a soap opera, and it keeps people in working, in terms of covering geopolitics. But the French could have resolved quite a few issues a couple of years ago had they went to Haiti and gave Haiti the restitution that they won already by the international courts. The international courts basically said that France owes Haiti $25 billion or $22 billion.
Now, is
Now,
that
$22
because
billion
after the
dollars,
go ahead?
right? Because of the well, it's because the French embargo and lack of international recognition over Haiti has strangled the economy, for the last 100 something years.
Since the Haitian Revolution, right?
Right. Since 1804. So what do you expect, these people to do? They largely speak French and Creole. So in reality, if France wanted to make a good gesture inside and maintain their global spirit influence, what they should have done is they should have wrote back payments to Haiti and actually strip Haiti away from the United States, because the United States has its biggest embassy inside Haiti.
Really, the biggest embassy.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources inside Haiti that the United States wants.
I don't know, but I know they had their biggest embassy there. That's
Yes,
interesting.
it's a massive embassy there. It's like the Pentagon.
Get out of there. I gotta look this up. Come on, don't. Okay, U.S. Embassy in Haiti. Let's see. No, I don't think that's it. This is it right
I
here,
don't
right?
know if there's any. I don't know if
Okay,
there's any actual pictures of it, but
okay. Hmm. This is interesting.
right, there's untapped resources inside Haiti, such as oil and gold. There's more oil inside Haiti than there is in Venezuela, and Venezuela is considered to be um, have the world's largest oil reserves in the world. So
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. On this little bitty island, we're not talking about the entire island of Hispaniola. We're talking about Haiti.
Haiti,
That and Haiti and Venezuela is how many times the size of Haiti, and it has oh my god, oh my god, it's like a mini Africa. It which on so many levels, it
mm-hmm.
it's a little Africa on so many levels of the people and the customs, way of life, and and indigenous ways of life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like this. It's like what's that game? No, world. What was it? Where you have the entire map of the world on the board and you go back and forth. This is exactly what that is. Where you have representatives. Okay, you go here. Mainly, it's like is what China doing because I've seen a video from Search for Uhuru from Dynas, and the guy he was talking to was from Ghana, is from Ghana, and he was
Mm-hmm.
saying that some four young Ghanaians went from Ghana, I guess, to Brazil. They got to Brazil, and the plan was to get from Brazil all the way to America, which is possible, but you have the Darien jungle right there on the that on that's on that straddles the Panama and Colombia border. And they were saying he was saying that there was four young men that lost their lives going through their jungle. But when he went there, I guess the government was sent him as representative to give these young brothers a proper burial. That in this remote jungle, obviously you have no, local civilizations there. That there was a like a general store owned by Asians and well Chinese more specifically, and that the villagers got everything they needed from the Chinese. So it's like the Chinese are saying, okay, this is the map of the world. We're going to send you here, send you there, send you there. I mean, you got Chinatowns in Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, I mean, everywhere. So it's like they're sending, like, I guess you could say families, because that's who own like families. And if, uh, and they were replaced, he said they were replaced as families. So one family will run it for a while, there another family will run it. So they're sending families in across the world to spread their domination. It's like a big game.
Hmm. Well, they're they're thinking from a nation state standpoint. The idea is to spread your influence around the world. African Americans largely have done this through hip hop.
Mm.
Hip hop may not be as brick and mortar, but it has spread its influence to multiple countries, and you can see um, how people who are not black have embraced hip hop and has allowed them to um, connect with black people from around the world in a way that they wouldn't have been able to do before. And it has been used to actually bring down governments. They actually use hip hop to bring down the Soviet Union
Wait,
in
wait,
its final days.
how?
A lot of the music and a lot of dances for break dancing and things like that. Those are things that communists didn't just they weren't embracing that stuff. They were trying to ban it, but it was
But
so
how?
powerful when you have things like Public Enemy and other KRS One and other underground rappers that sort of music traveled over there and people using that music to kind of peel themselves away from the communist culture.
Get out of here. That's crazy. That is a that no, that's not crazy. That's so amazing. Because I mean I know it can be done. I'm not oblivious to that fact, but I didn't know that they were using our stuff to tear down a country. That
Hmm.
and um, I have the idea that when America is falling, you have like BGSA, you have um, the Army War College saying, war in your military is your last ditch effort. But I think America has this culture. It's culture that it can spread across to tear down people and give it a case in point. I was looking at the video. It was about how obesity is on the rise in Kuwait and Qatar and all of these Persian Gulf areas. And I mentioned that. And they're all eating KFC, Donald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and they're living an American lifestyle. So it's like they're being torn down from the inside and they don't even know it
Hmm.
because of American culture. And that's something that people don't even think about.
Exactly. Exactly. Even in China, they can't stand hip hop. I mean, it's big on the underground, but the government, the communist government itself, does not like hip hop, and neither does the North Korean government. They think it's too liberal.
Mm. And this is the crazy part about it. Like well, at least what I think, and after this we can wrap it up. I don't know. Ulysses got his. He's supposed to be talking about something tonight, but us as Black Americans, we know American culture. We, the a good a good portion of us, even if we're not quote unquote conscious, we know this American culture is not conducive to giving us the best lifestyle. But as advertised on television across the world, you'd think, oh, America, American honey, this and people trying to get to America. Like I just told you about the four Ghanaian brothers lost their lives trying to get to America. But we, I guess you can say, Black Americans are the first ones to come out that tunnel and tell a story of, hey, this is not what you want to go through because this type of culture can kill you. And when Africans come over to America, I understand they want to, they want to get a job, work 20 years, go back home. Some stay here, and tell them, you don't know what you got back home. And they look at us like we crazy, like we, just came out the nut house, and they tell us, well, you don't know what you got over here in America, and we trying to tell them, nah, this ain't what you want. What you really want is back there in central Ghana in Kumasi, all that lush greenery and good food. So we trying to tell each other this ain't what you want, when really I think Black Americans are right, because this American culture will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It'll numb you down mentally and have you thinking this is the best thing in life when it's not.
It's very toxic. The culture is very toxic.
Yes. Yes, it's
From all ways. Just the way the court system works, in terms of the child support. Um, you know, Black men in this country are the only men who pay an exuberant amount of child support for non-biological children. In other words, Black men are paying for somebody else's child via the system.
Mhm. I'm paying it every man. Like, hey, if you African, this ain't what you.
In other countries, they don't have that sort of system.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I gotta stop saying crazy, but that's the kicker part. That's you automatic. Well, they changed. I think in Illinois they changed the law, but it's like the automatic 20%. Boom. So if you barely making it, you just got hit with 20%. And the women, I don't care how many women say, "Oh, that's not right to say," but come on, listen, dude. I was coming home from the VA. I kid you not. I put this on Raw. I put this on every Black God there was and wherever be. I put this on, as we say in Chicago, on everything. I was coming home from the VA. I saw a woman, and she was driving like a regular car. It wasn't something that stick out. Her license plate said alimony.
That's
A huh?
that's horrible.
ALA, and it was spelled all out. It wasn't abbreviated. Her license plate said alimony. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I don't care what women say. There are women out here that, the system is already designed to incentivize the woman to put a man on child support, stay married for X amount of years, depending on the state, to get that maintenance. And even the lawyers will coach the women and say, well, if you take this raise, you won't get this amount of alimony. So there are women out there that play this game. The court system is incentivizing them to play this game where it's literally, as politics is like how is war without the bloodshed. So financial, they're playing financial, they're waging financial war on men. Come on, man. Like I tell people, on TV, yeah, they obviously make it look glamorous, and on TV, that's what television is. But once you get here and live here for a while and get to know or even get bit by the American culture, man, you gonna
Mhm.
wish you you gonna wish you were back home. But you can't go home because you gotta pay the child support. You can't
It,
go home for 18 years.
yeah, and I think we kind of strayed away from geopolitics for the
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah,
We'll
yeah.
jump over there. Complexes hang out in the next 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, is this geopolitics is like as the world turns,
Hmm.
it's getting good. It's getting good. I'm starting to look at more YouTube videos that like Stratfor and even that Press TV. I like that deals with geopolitics. It's getting good. So join us Friday for economics. I'm just laughing because I see the chessboard more. So any last words?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let excuse me. Let us know what you think. And thanks for joining.
All right, peace.